Hi there. In this presentation, we will continue the second requirement in the project, which is analyzing the sales by region. So let us go quickly to the same file that we created here in our previous presentation. Now I need to look at the data here and start to analyze the data because my goal is to make some analysis, come up with some presentation that I can present it to the board of the company to tell them where is the company at right now. So how can we do that? You move from the table view to the report view. And this is my goal in the second requirement is to build up this dashboard, if we could say. So here we put one table. So we need to learn how to put one table that has only two columns, region and sales. Then how can I present this table on a graph like this? And how can I make comments? Because remember, we need to give some advice based on our finding. It's not my goal in this project to just summarize the data, but to analyze it and give feedback on it. So how do we start? Let's start. So once you finish your error, you create another page, and here you call it sales by region. Because I already have one, so I'm going to put an extension 2, okay? But in your file, you don't have to put this number 2 at the end. You just put sales by region, because we cannot create two sheets by the same name. And as you can see here, you have an empty dashboard. You have filter section, which you can minimize it. You have visualization section, and you have the data file. So if they are already minimized in your file, try to open them up. Okay. And number one, I need to create a table. From where I create the table, maybe by the way, in your file, when you open the data, you see it like this. You just click on this arrow, and it will open up all the columns in the table file. You need to just drag a region, drag it to the dashboard. Once you drag it, the Power BI will create the table automatically. And you will see here, build visualizing start to be dashed. It means that we can work on it now. And next to the region, I will drag sales and just put them here. So here is the table. It's the same table I created here. It's been here. Now, if we didn't correct all the errors on our previous requirement, you will see here the area or the region will have the duplicate name with the errors in the spelling. But this means if we don't see them, it means all of the errors have been corrected. I know this is a small font and it might be too much for you to see. So how can I make this table larger? And as you can see here, make background, make 2 lines for the total. How can I do this one? We stand first in the table area and we go to visualization, move from build visual to format your visual. And here you can see the first thing we needed is the heading. So we can go to column headers. And once you click, you can see it toggles on and off. And now I would like to enlarge it, make the font 50. Oh, now you can see it. And maybe we can make it bold. And then we can change the color. And now I need to center it in the column. And there are more options. I don't need it. I just need to do this so I can make it easy for the person to see. And once we finish here, I need to change the background. So text color, yeah, you can see here, background color. And instead of white, pick any color. I will pick this color or whatever you want. So I'm trying to show you how to make a different color for the background of the heading to make it easy for the person to identify. And Once we finish, we can go here down to the next part. So I got the column headers. Then I can go to the totals at the end. And you can see here the total is a bit small. I can make it also 15. Now it's getting bigger. And the text color, I will make it black so I can read it. I can change the format for the background, as you can see here. Let me make it in a different color. I didn't mean to mismatch colors, but I'm trying to show you a contrast in the colors. And once we finish, we can go back here. Then we can do some kind of effects. So here we go for the values. The values are the main body of the table here. We can make it 15. So now you can see the numbers are getting bigger when you work on the values. And yes, I need to see the colors, all of them in one color. And the background, I can choose a different background, or I can leave it as it is, white. If you leave it white, here Power BI is making an alternate background, so one white, one gray, to make it easy for the eye to catch. You can change this one you want, or you can leave it as it is. And this is what I did here. You see, I made heading, total, and colors. So you go back here to the table, and then you go to visual, format view, and the totals here, no, I need to go to background. Anyway, I was trying to put another line under the total so we can draw line. So here, let us go for title, effects, header icon. Anyway, see effects. Yep, visual border. So you go from visual to general, and you hear visual border, make it on. And then here you can see the color. And you can, once you make it on here, you can add up shadow for this one. So you can see that the table has a shadow just for the visualization to make it attractive for the people to see. If you don't like the shadow, you can drop it off. But I'm trying to show you the different options. We can use it for our table. Okay, so here, these are like some kind of decorations that we use it to make our visualization really attractive. And once we finish this one, we can drag this table, by the way. If you stand here in the middle, you can drag it anywhere. So I will put it here. I can make it a little bit bigger, or you can make it exactly the same. It has all the tools. And now I need to go to the second part, which is the graph. How can I build up this graph? You need to step outside in the dashboard here, and you pick which graph. I need this one, the clustered column chart. If you make double click, it will jump to the board, the dashboard, or you can drag it and it will work. What do I need to put here? First, I need to put the region, because this is what I need to visualize it in the x-axis. Well, it doesn't show anything. Yes, because you need to drag also the sales and put it in the y-axis. Now you can see. And the same thing, I need to do some kind of formatting to my chart. So how can I do the formatting? The same way. You move from build visual to the format. And then we start working on the XY axis. I need to make it a little bit bigger. So you will see now the font is getting bigger. By the way, you can make it a little bit bigger like this. And also the color, we can make it solid black. So now you can see the names. And then the title, if you would like to change the title, you can. So here the auto is region. I will show you here, sales by region. You see, once you start typing, you will see the title is changed here. But I will leave it as region. I'm just trying to show you how can you change the title. And the font here is going to be 12 as it is. If you'd like to make this one bigger, you can make it bigger. And you can make it bold if you want. I'm not going to make it bold. I will leave it as it is. And then, so now you see that the title for the x-axis has been changed. And if you would like to change the layout, you can, but you don't have to. Now let us move to the next part. The next part is the y-axis. So what I did, I changed the font here and the name. I need to change this one. Instead of sum of sales, just let us write sales. So here the auto is the sum of sales. No, the minimum value. I need to change the title here. The auto is sum of sales. I will write only sales. And you can see here that the sales has been changed, 15, and I make it solid black. And here you can see the name has been changed. Okay. So now we have done with the y-axis. We can go to the data label and we can put it on. And once you change the data label, you see here, I am able to see the amounts for each region. So let us open up the data label. And now we need to do some kind of a change to the background. The values, we can make it 10, little bit bigger. We can change this one. So you can see here the values are readable, okay? And then once we finish this one, we can go to the background. No, I don't need to make this one. Yeah. So first I change the parameters on x-axis, then y-axis, then the columns. You see this one here. I'm going to change now the colors. All of them have the same color. How about I choose different colors for the different amounts to make it easy for the person to read as I put it here. You see? So the dark color is for the high sales, and then the color will be fading away to show you the difference in sales. So how can I do that? First, you stand here on the table, and then you go to the format, and then you go to the columns, and then you can choose here. Southeast, I'm going to choose the same thing, but I will use small fading color. And Midwest also have the same. If you can see here, the color start to fade away. And then I go to the West and I change it. And then Northeast, change it. And finally, New England, it's the fading color. So now I can tell my reader, if you read the numbers, it takes a minute or two to figure out who is the highest and who is the lowest. But with the visualization, we can tell Northeast is the highest and New England has the lowest sales. My final point in this requirement is to make comments as I did here. So how can I make comments like this one? By creating a text box. So here, text box, you make double click and then it will show up. So first of all, I need to put a title for the text box. And now I hope you still remember, here is the format. We make the title on. And now we need to write. I'm just gonna copy it to save you the time. I need to make it here. Comments on regional sales. So we go here on the text box, title, comments on regional sales, and it's bold, make colors, change the background, and then make it center, and make divider. You can see here divider, make it on. Okay, the divider, it's the line that we put it right under the title to make it like a solid paragraph that can be presented. Okay, we can do spacing as well. If you want, this will increase the space between the title and the text. So I did the title. Now I need to copy the text. So here I will go and make Control C. By the way, the same shortcuts we use it in Excel, we can use it in Power BI, more or less, and then Control V. What do I need to highlight here? And remember, this is, you don't have to write it word by word after me, but in your analysis, you need to run the same way as I'm doing here. I did 2 text box, so I'm gonna remove one of them. And this one, I can enlarge it to make it exactly fitting right under my table and paragraph. If you look here, it says the highest region is Northeast, which is true. And the sales in this region is 9.3 million. And the lowest region is New England, where the sales are here 4.8 million. The other regions, they make 2 pairs. As you can see, the first pair, Southeast and Midwest, they have almost the same amount of sales, and West and North Central have almost the same amount of sales. So you need to write like a paragraph, not 2 words. You need to write a paragraph to explain what did you find in this table and the graph. Remember, it doesn't have to be word by word as I'm writing, because it depends on the data file you have. And this would be the answer for the first requirement. Again, feel free to stop my video, do your work and come back. And if you need any help, let me know. I will complete the other requirements in the following videos. Thank you. Bye-bye.